Hi, Mr. Wilson.
Right here.
Got the
She's
form
in her
here.
room, down at the end of the dining room there and up the stairs.
Debbie Wilson? We have a warrant. We have to take you to the hospital.
You did it, didn't you, George? Is this what you want? Is this what you really want?
It's not what we want, Debbie.
Come on, Debbie. Anything you want to take with you? We have to get going.
Now, don't worry, Debbie. We'll bring all your stuff just as soon as you're settled in. We'll be there.
Don't
okay?
bother. What the fuck are you staring at? Fine. I don't care.
You'll have to put your cigarette out.
Do you want some water to wash them down? Debbie? Do you want some water? Okay. Do you want to try again? Look, Debbie, it's either the pills or an injection.
You can't push your fucking drugs on me!
Debbie, the review board's waiting.
Everything will be all right.
For coffee, come on. Try the cafeteria.
Hi, Deborah. All right, now I want you to sit very quietly and listen to everything that's being said. I'll ask some questions on your behalf, and when it's all over, hopefully you'll be released from here either today or tomorrow. Do you understand? All right.
I don't want the needle.
These are copies of your case summary, Dr. Cooper?
Yes, they are.
We're running a little behind. Ladies and gentlemen, the Regional Review Board is convening today to hear an application by Miss Deborah Wilson to appeal a Form 3 involuntary status dated October 18, 1989, following a Justice of the Peace order for psychiatric assessment dated October 15, 1989, and secondly, a certificate of incompetence to consent to treatment dated October 19th. Dr. Cooper, the involuntary status is on the basis of imminent serious harm to others?
Yes, and inability to care for herself.
Mr. Chairman, I note that the box for imminent and serious physical impairment of the self has not been checked off.
I'd like to add it in at this time.
This is an informal hearing, Mr. Schoenfeld. I'll allow it.
I can look after myself.
You'll have your chance to speak, Deborah. I'm Jim McLaren, and these are the board members. The board psychiatrist, Dr. Jezikowski, and our lay member, Ms. Nielsen, representing the community at large. Doctor, I take it the case book and case summary are entered as evidence?
Yes, they are.
Would you like to proceed then?
Thank you. Could you, I should say that Deborah was not entirely cooperative during
That's
our
a lie.
assessment. And, as you know, Deborah was admitted on September the 15th at the request of her parents. And since then, she's only let me interview her at length on one occasion.
Dr. Lee, 4718, please. Dr. Lee, 4718.
Would you sit down?
No, I'll stand. I'm not staying.
Can I ask you a few questions?
What for?
To find out if there's any way I can help.
I don't need any help. I'm doing just fine, thanks.
Your parents are worried about you.
They think I'm 12.
They're overprotective.
You got it.
What was your mom worried about?
You can ask her. I don't know.
The last few days at home, can you tell me what's been happening?
Nothing's been happening.
They tell me you've not been eating.
I eat.
But not your mother's food?
Is that a law? I have to eat her food.
No. But is there a reason?
You want to know?
I should know what.
You know.
Know what, Debbie?
Never mind.
I can't read your mind, Debbie. Do you think that people are reading your mind? Or hearing your thoughts, Debbie? Can people hear your thoughts?
What's it to you anyway? What are you trying to do? They're the ones that need to shrink. Get it out of my head!
What's in your head, Deborah?
My brain.
Anything else?
Sometimes a black light.
What's a black light?
A black light. Something. It comes.
It frightens you?
No.
Would you sit down now? Does it control you?
My brain controls me.
I mean the black light. Does it control you? Does it make you do things?
Everybody's got a black light.
Everybody's got a bad side.
You can tell when you hear it in the street.
The black light makes you do bad things?
The balance isn't there. I have to eat more fiber. White bread and boiled chicken. Boiled chicken is all right.
To keep the balance between
for good to win over evil.
Where did you learn this?
It came to me.
How did it come to you?
It was a message.
A message from where?
I heard it. You know.
Someone brought the message to you? Or the newspaper?
The television. You know.
The television brought this message to you.
I don't watch it anymore.
But was it talking to you directly?
Maybe.
As you can see from my summary, Miss Wilson exhibited thought broadcasting, which means to say that she could hear her thoughts out loud and believed that others can hear her thoughts out loud, auditory hallucinations, and ideas of reference, which means that she believes that things in her environment refer specifically to her, and also paranoid delusional thinking.
And these are clearly indicative of schizophrenic illness, is that right, Dr. Cooper?
Yes, they are.
Dr. Cooper, couldn't this presumed illness be treated equally well on an outpatient basis? I mean, why does Deborah have to be kept in the hospital?
I think it best you be in hospital, Debbie.
I'm not staying.
Did you stop taking the pill?
I'm not taking any goddamn pills. They screw up my mind.
I'd like you to stay in the hospital.
No, I don't need the hospital. I just need to be left alone.
I want you to start taking the pills again.
No, they almost killed me. I couldn't swallow and my head twisted. I couldn't move.
That was a different medication. The pills that
I thought I was dying.
Won't do that.
What's it for?
Calm you down, help you sleep nights, help make
I don't need calming down. I'm going home.
We'd like her to stay, but she wants to go home.
But we can't have her home, Doctor. Not without staying on medication. She threatened to kill her mother. Dee, for God's sakes, we've got to tell the doctor everything.
We should just take her back home.
It doesn't help to keep on protecting her.
See, they argue all the time. They're crazy.
Is it true, Deborah? Did you threaten to kill your mother? Is it true, Deborah? Did you threaten to kill your mother?
No, they're lying. I broke something, that's all.
Oh, Deborah, tell the truth for a change.
I could have been very seriously injured.
Mr. and Mrs. Wilson, you'll have your chance later. Mr. Schoenfeld, do you have any further questions of the doctor?
Yes, I do. Dr. Cooper, to your knowledge, has my client ever caused her parents or anyone else any actual physical harm?
I'm not aware of any injuries to date, but Deborah is very dependent on her
So
mother.
there have not been any injuries actually caused by my client?
Deborah is very dependent on her mother. At the
Dr.
same
Cooper,
time,
my question referred to dangerousness, not to some psychological interpretation of this girl's relationship with her mother.
At the same time that she believes that her mother was trying to poison her.
She
and
was
this
trying
could
to
certainly
poison me.
lead to her.
Just let your doctor answer the questions. Do you have anything further to add, Mr. Schoenfeld?
You're also claiming, doctor, that if released from hospital, my client would be in danger of serious physical impairment of herself, and yet we have not.
I can take care of myself.
But she can't. She can't possibly take care of herself. Why, she doesn't even eat.
Anything could happen. God only knows what could happen out there. She could get attacked running around at night like that.
They're always intruding. They're always sticking their nose into my business.
Debbie, it's 2 in the afternoon. Please come out. I brought you some breakfast and your pills. Can I bring them in? I'll leave the tray outside the door.
Debbie, are you okay?
Yeah, one, twice. Right. Start from the center. Down to the corner. And one sweep, sweep. One big sweep. One big sweep. Yeah. No. Not today. Not today.
I told you to stay out of my room. What were you doing in there?
I was just getting your dirty sheets, Debbie. They're filthy. They haven't been washed in a month.
And what else?
Nothing else.
You're a liar.
Why don't you just come and have something to eat?
You were reading my diary.
I wasn't reading your diary.
And planting little bombs and things.
I was just getting your dirty sheets, Debbie.
Liar. Liar! I can't live here with a liar. I'm leaving.
Where else can you live, Debbie?
None of your
Where are you going now?
I just go out. Downtown. To restaurants and things, that's all.
Would you like something else? Look, I hate to tell you this, but you can't sit here all day. You're gonna have to order something. Hello? Look, do you want another cup?
Have your goddamn coffee.
Nice knowing you too.
You know my mother?
Impossible. I have to stay up every night, waiting and waiting and waiting. So why don't you come to bed?
George, I'm too tired and it's too late to...
Look, we had to do it. There was no other way.
Are you talking about me? Have you been talking about me again?
No, Debbie, we're just waiting for you to come home, dear.
You're lying. Lying again.
You go straight to your room, young lady. It's past 2 in the morning.
She just lied to me. You heard it.
That's enough, Deborah. Your mother's been worried sick.
What you taking her side? She's the problem.
We'll discuss this in the morning. I'm going to bed. Jesus Christ.
Oh, great, so that's it, isn't it? That's all there is? Nobody cares what's going on around here, Dad.
We do care, Deborah. It's just that we need some rest.
She tried to poison me, you know.
That is bloody rubbish.
No, so now I'm rubbish.
That's not what your father
You
meant.
stay out of this, liar. Bitch.
That is enough. Now you get out of here right now. Go find someplace else to live. Anywhere. I can't. I don't want to see you here anymore.
God's sake, George, she's sick. She can't live on her own.
Oh, are you saying I'm sick? You got a lot of nerve.
You are. You're not yourself, Deborah. You're ill.
Look at me. This is me. You were little Debbie, remember? You're the one that's sick, being buzzing bee. I can't stand the sight of you. I could just kill you both.
Deborah! Deborah, it wasn't an accident, and you know it.
Dr. Cooper, couldn't this have simply been a harmless temper tantrum?
If I thought that, I'd hardly have written out a certificate.
She cares more about her stupid glass collection than she does about me.
Debbie, how many times do we have to tell you, dear? We love you.
That's bullshit!
I must ask you, Mr. and Mrs. Wilson, to refrain from interrupting. Do you have any further questions of the doctor, Mr. Schoenfeld?
No, Mr. Chairman.
Do you have any witnesses, Dr. Cooper?
Yes, I would like to hear from Deborah's mother and father.
Go ahead.
Okay. Well, I don't know quite where to start. It hasn't always been like this. Deborah hasn't always been like this. If you need anything, just call. Reverse the charges. We'll take care of everything.
I'll be fine, really.
I hope we haven't forgotten anything. Now, you've got lots of underwear, tops, and an iron. Your appointment at student health, and your pills, Debbie, you've got them.
That den mother was very nice, Deborah. You talk to her. If you have any problems whatsoever, you talk to her, okay?
Director of Residential Services.
Whatever. You talk to her. Come on, B, let's get going. That 401 can get awfully busy at this time of night.
Now, Debbie, I'll call once a week on the hall phone Sunday night at 9.
Now, Deborah, you go out and have yourself a good time, make lots of friends. Don't study too hard, okay?
I know you're going to love it, Debbie.
Come on, B, let's get going. Bye-bye, Deb.
Bye-bye, Dad. Take care of yourself. We love you.
Don't you find the house quiet with Deborah off at school?
Well, it's given me a chance to do some baking.
Well, maybe one more.
How's Derek getting along?
Really well, but you know these kids. He's on a scholarship right now. But every time Derek calls, he seems to need more money.
I know what you mean. Would you excuse me for a moment? That may be Debbie now. Hello? Hello? Yes, this is Mrs. Wilson. Well, I spoke to her Sunday, a week ago last Sunday. Well, she was fine, at least I thought she was. I see. Well, maybe she's getting her food somewhere else. Perhaps a corner store. Are you sure? Every class? No, that's quite all right. I understand. You were right to call. I appreciate your concern. Yes, we'll be there tonight. Yes, goodbye. Sorry about that.
Is anything wrong?
Oh, no, just something about Debbie's bursary money. George will take care of it when he comes home.
Deborah, get in the car. Jesus Christ. B, go after her. God damn it.
Deborah, come back. Debbie.
I was doing fine.
We had to do it. You just weren't coping.
I was so.
Now, Mr. and Mrs. Wilson, in the 3 weeks since you brought your daughter home, has she been eating?
Well, not really.
She has or she hasn't. What do you mean by that?
Just junk food, mostly. Nothing I've cooked. Maybe a little bread.
And so she has eaten.
Sort of.
And she hasn't lost any more weight.
I don't know. How could we know? She's in bed all day and up all night or out wandering the streets.
To get away from you two.
Your mother worries about you, Deborah. She's up almost every night waiting for you to come home.
Are you talking about me? Have you been talking about me again?
No, it's not that at all, Debbie.
You have been talking about me again.
No, Debbie, we were just waiting for you to come home, dear. You're lying. You're lying again.
Deborah, why don't you go up to your room? It's past 2 o'clock.
She just lied to me. You heard it.
Look, that's enough. Your mother's been worried sick.
But why side with her? She's the problem.
Look, we'll discuss this tomorrow. I've got to go back to bed. Jesus Christ.
Oh, so that's it, is it? That's all there is. Nobody cares about what's going on around here.
Deborah, we do care. It's just that we need to know.
She tried to poison me.
Oh, no. That's bloody rubbish.
So now I'm rubbish. Debbie, that is not what your father meant. You stay out of this, you liar. You bitch.
Look, Deborah, that's enough. Why don't you go live somewhere else? Go right now. We just can't take this anymore.
George, she's sick. She can't live on her own. Are you saying I'm ill? You got a lot of nerve. But you are, Deborah. You're not yourself. You are ill. Look at me. This is me. I'm your little Debbie, remember? You're the one that's sick, bee. Busy bee. I can't stand the look on your face. I could just kill the both of you now.
Deborah.
Mrs. Wilson. Mrs. Wilson, what I would really like to know is, do either of you truly feel that your daughter might harm you?
Yes. Well, that is... Well, not really. You see, it isn't her, it's the illness.
If you mean, am I frightened of her? No, not really. I'm frightened for her.
Mrs. Wilson, you know that the review board has the power to overturn the certificate and allow Deborah to leave. If she were to leave today, would she be welcome in your home?
Oh, yes. She's my daughter. We can't leave her on the street.
Don't you realize what they're doing? If you say yes, they'll let her go because they know we'll take care of her.
But she can't survive on her own.
We can't take her home unless she's on her meds.
If she arrived on your doorstep tonight, what would you do?
Well, what would you do, for God's sake? She's our daughter.
Would you take her home like that?
The question is, what would you do?
I don't know. I don't know. I just don't know.
Do you wish to add anything, Mr. Schoenfeld?
Well, Mr. Chairman, I think it's quite clear from all of the evidence that Deborah is not a serious, imminent threat to anyone. And she's quite capable of taking care of herself, or her parents will do so.
Dr. Cooper?
No. If there's nothing further, then this meeting is adjourned. The board will deliberate, and you'll have our decision within 24 hours.
What are you staring at?
We can reconvene in room 12.
Dr. Davis, telephone, please. Dr. Davis, telephone, please.
This is from the review board.
I don't want the needle.